Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Fan favorite actor Todd Stashwick has two potential comebacks on the table, and both spin-offs of Star Trek. Enterprise and Star Trek Picard need to happen. Enterprise ended in 2005, but is more fondly thought of by fans 2 decades later. Picard Season 3 was the most acclaimed iteration of Patrick Stewart's spin-off as Admiral Jean-Luc Picard. Todd Stashwick first made his mark in Star Trek in a guest starring role in Star Trek Enterprise Season 4. Stashwick played Talek, a Romulan operative posing as a Vulcan. Talek was an integral part of Enterprise's ongoing Vulcan story arc, as Captain Jonathan Archer Scott Bakula and T'Pol Jolene Blalock foiled the Romulans' takeover of the Vulcan High Command. After working with Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas on 12 Monkeys, Todd Stashwick returned as Captain Liam Shaw, initially despised by fans for his attitude towards Admiral Picard and Captain Will Riker Jonathan Frakes. A remarkable 180 happened as Stashwick's powerful performance turned the irascible Shaw into a fan favorite. Between Star Trek Legacy and Star Trek United, Todd Stashwick has two potential comebacks on the table that Paramount Skydance must deliver. For his part, Stashwick told Trek Movie at Creation Entertainment's STCHI Trek to Chicago convention that he would love to return for both, but that Paramount Skydance should make Star Trek United first. Star Trek United is the recently revealed brainchild of Star Trek Enterprise executive producer Michael Sussman in collaboration with Scott Bakula. Designed as a political thriller and family drama, Star Trek United would see Bakula return as President Jonathan Archer, who has to save the United Federation of Planets. Sussman has name-dropped Todd Stashwick in interviews as one of the actors from Star Trek Enterprise he hopes will return as Talek. Meanwhile, Star Trek Legacy has been the most requested project by fans since Star Trek Picard Season 3 ended in 2023. However, Paramount Plus has made no strides towards making Star Trek Legacy. If Star Trek Legacy were to happen, Todd Stashwick would reprise Liam Shaw as an emergency engineering hologram. Captain Shaw was killed by the Borg in Star Trek Picard Season 3, but Terry Matalas always had a plan in place to resurrect the popular Grease Monkey from Chicago in true Star Trek fashion. Thinking logically, Todd Stashwick is aware of how making Star Trek Legacy has proven to be more complicated, given the many crucial players in front of and behind the camera who need to be involved. Hence, Stashwick encourages Star Trek United to be made first, of course, with Todd back as Talek. With Star Trek's TV and film franchise now controlled by Paramount Skydance's new owners, led by CEO David Elysian, who is both a fan and executive producer of Star Trek Beyond, revitalizing Star Trek on Paramount Plus' TV franchise is said to be a priority for the studio. Before the sale to Skydance, Paramount Plus canceled most of its Star Trek series. Star Trek Legacy has continuous fan support, but challenges to producing this TV series come down to budget and the availability of its cast, including Jerry Ryan, Michelle Hurd, Ed Spelliers, and Todd Stashwick. However, the actors have publicly stated their desire to return for Star Trek Legacy, putting the ball in Paramount Skydance's court. Since it was announced in August, Star Trek United has gained momentum and fan support. The potential of Scott Bakula returning as President Jonathan Archer is an irresistible hook for Star Trek fans. Still, despite lots of conceptual world building by Mike Sussman, Star Trek United is just an idea at this point, and not a TV series in development. As 2025 ends, Paramount Skydance has not announced any plans for Star Trek on Paramount Plus' future after Star Trek Strange New Worlds ends with Season 5 and Star Trek Starfleet Academy Season 2 in 2027. Hopefully, Star Trek Enterprise and Star Trek Picard spin-offs can both happen, with Todd Stashwick returning each time as Talek and hologram Liam Shaw. There are beloved characters in Star Trek lore, and then there are those rare figures whose very presence feels like a gravitational force. pulling fans back into the story no matter how far across the galaxy Trek expands. Every era of the franchise has at least one such magnetic personality, but few have captured hearts across multiple generations of viewers like the actor at the center of this conversation. For decades, this fan-favorite performer has shaped Star Trek in ways that go far beyond screen time. Their episodes became classics. Their arcs became benchmarks. Their performances became cultural touchstones. And now, with the franchise more expansive than ever, leaping across streaming series, animated formats, and alternate timelines, the time has come for two long-overdue comebacks that fans have been begging to see. This isn't just about nostalgia. It's about unfinished stories, thematic resonance, and the kind of character depth that only a seasoned Trek veteran can bring back into the fold. These comebacks aren't just wanted, they're needed. Let's explore why. 1. The character, Return the Canon, still cries out for. Every Trek fan has that one character who made them sit forward in their chair. Maybe it was the moral conviction. Maybe it was the charm. Maybe it was the sharp tongue, the tactical brilliance, or the haunted vulnerability beneath the uniform. But in this case, it was all of those things at once. The actor's first iconic role, we'll call it role, didn't simply enrich their series. It redefined it. This was a character who walked the line between protocol and compassion with the precision of a seasoned Starfleet officer who understood that exploration wasn't just about space, but about the human and alien condition. They didn't just speak Starfleet ideals. They embodied them. Yet despite the character's impact, the franchise moved on without giving them closure. Not dramatic closure, not even quiet closure. The character just drifted off-screen, left in the margins of the canon like an unfinished captain's log. And fans never stopped asking, where did they go? What happened next? Why weren't they brought back when the universe needed them most? Bringing this character back wouldn't merely be fan service. It would be world building. It would give modern Trek a direct thread to one of its most beloved eras, grounding new stories with emotional lineage. Imagine them stepping onto a starship bridge again, older, wiser, carrying the scars and lessons of a lifetime in Starfleet. Imagine how their presence could challenge or inspire a new generation of officers. Whether in a live-action series, a limited streaming event, or even a pivotal guest appearance, the return of Rol would instantly elevate the narrative stakes. They could serve as a seasoned mentor with knowledge nobody else possesses, a diplomat with deep ties to alien factions now resurfacing, a retired officer pulled back into duty for a crisis only they can navigate, a symbol of Starfleet's enduring legacy. Their reappearance could forge emotional connective tissue across shows, strengthening continuity while creating new dramatic opportunities. This comeback isn't just nostalgia, it's narrative necessity. 2. The alternate role that became a cult legend. But here's where things get even more exciting. The actor didn't only play role A. Like several versatile Trek icons, they resurfaced later in the franchise as an entirely different character, one who became a cult favorite in their own right. Let's call this one role B, a performance that surprised fans with its tonal shift and raw energy. Role B was bolder, louder, sometimes comedic, sometimes terrifying, sometimes unexpectedly heartfelt. Where Role was refined Starfleet professionalism, Role B was wildcard chaos wrapped in charisma. They were the kind of character who could steal an episode with a single raised eyebrow or a perfectly delivered monologue about the absurdity of warp core politics. And Role B, unlike Role A, got closure. But not enough closure. Their arc ended with unanswered questions, lingering implications, possibilities that were clearly meant to be explored someday, but that day never came. Bringing back Role B would open doors for political intrigue in the modern Trek era, exploration of alien culture through a familiar face, a more comedic or morally gray perspective amid Starfleet idealism, a dynamic foil for the current captains, admirals, and misfits. Role B offers something else too: range. The actor proved they could play both a dignified icon and a chaotic disruptor. It's rare, even in Trek, for one performer to carry two roles with such distinct legacies. And in a franchise now thriving on bold experimentation, multi-series storytelling, and character-driven arcs, There has never been a better time to reintroduce both sides of their talent. Why now is the perfect moment. Modern Star Trek is built on two pillars: groundbreaking new stories and meaningful reconnections to the franchise's history. We've already seen legacy characters return in emotionally powerful ways, reshaping the direction of entire shows. But this actor's absence has become more noticeable over time, an unspoken void in the tapestry of Trek continuity. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.